The story follows the blondie Kodaka Hasegawa, a recent transfer student to St. Chronica's Academy, and just like every main harem anime character, the lad has trouble making friends due to his scary appearance and his blonde hair from his late mother's side. The negative first impression he made surely didn't help when he arrived late on his first day and was so tired and couldn't breathe, all because he took the wrong bus. And as soon as he got into class, the man slipped, which made the students and teacher think he was going to attack the hot lady for some reason. Add to that the fact that he forgot his book and a girl gave it to him out of fear, just like that he became the thug and the thief of the school. One hell of a first impression, don't you think? However, one day when Kodaka went to get his gym uniform, he encounters his classmate Yozora Mikazuki talking to an imaginary friend named Tomo, which Kodaka finds strange since Yozora is usually depressed and doesn't talk to anyone in the class, hence he walks in exposing her secret being her friend. As they both talk about their troubles in making friends and the fact that they can't even join a club anymore for the following reasons, it would be pathetic, and second, it's because they are no longer first-year students. Kodaka gives Yozora the idea of creating a club since they can't join one. The next day, Yozora drags Kodaka over to her newly created club, the Neighbors Club, dedicated to helping people make friends. Kodaka, however, is skeptical of the club's objectives but joins Yozora in posting recruitment posters. As they conclude their activities, another student named Sina Kashiwazaki comes to join. Yozora shuts the door on her, labeling her as the perfect girl and wannabe princess, yet Sina forces herself in, wanting friends. Yozora questions Sina's popularity with the boys, but Sina replies that they are only her doormats and wants true friends. The next day, Yozora decides that the first Neighbors Club activity is to play a Monster Hunter portable MMORPG dealing with hunting monsters to improve their friendship. The reason behind it, Yozora looked around when she was eating lunch alone, pathetic as the main man puts it, and saw a group of friends playing together. Thinking it was a good way of making friends, she bought the game and asked the members to get one too. During the next meeting, all three members bring their copies in, with Yozora being at level 3, Kodaka at level 1, and Sena. Her show-off attitude makes Yozora angry, so she checks her played and finds that she has been playing for 53 hours to reach the maximum rank, and to add the icing on the cake, Yozora then gets jealous of her cool outfit in-game. While playing, things were going somewhat smoothly until Yozora and Sina decided to attack each other during the game, turning it from a hunting coop game to a 1v1 game, while poor Kodaka breaks rocks and gets killed off by weak monsters in the background. After that incident, Yozora and Sina come to the decision that gaming isn't the right path for them to take and decide to ditch the whole plan. Much to Kodaka's frustration, two lionesses were more than enough to keep him quiet and watch from afar. Later in class, hearing his classmates are playing the game, he attempts to approach them and trade some items to create a bond between them. Alas, the guy looks strikes yet again, and the rumors spread of him stealing their items in broad daylight. Back at the club, their second attempt to learn how to socialize is by using a console game, and as expected, their start was shit, but it wasn't half bad towards the end, yet it all came falling due to their first mistake of rejecting the cute, lovable girl and being rude to her, which began a chain reaction of a bad reputation that led to them losing the friendship of the second girl they met in the library and had a decent friendship with for a while. That said, at least they learned something from this high school making friends / dating simulator, which is two characters are very cute. The next day, it is revealed that Sena stayed up all weekend to finish the game. When she finished it, she then gave it to Kodaka to play, informing him that the first girl they treated harshly was the best in that game and that they misjudged her. Later, Sena is caught playing in a rogue and insists it is not perverted. While praising the game's story, Yozora has Sena read the dialogue aloud to prove otherwise. Sena, like the woman of culture she is, starts reading a few lines, but after the scenes get even more heated, she panics and breaks down, running out of the clubroom. Later that night, Kodaka's little sister, Kobato Hasegawa, feels jealous that Kodaka is spending more time with the Neighbors Club than with her. Kodaka thinks about Kobato's words the next day while watching Sena play and realizes that he enjoys the club's company even more than being with his vampire sister. Sena then encounters Natsume, a green-haired character wearing a bathing suit in her game, and asks Kodaka to teach her how to swim since she doesn't know how. Kodaka accepts, and they decide to meet at the water park later that day. In the meantime, Sena buys a swimsuit and urges Kodaka not to tell Yozora no matter what. He then gives her swimming lessons at the water park, which low-key was surprising that she needs them with those big airbags she carrying around. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have jokes. As Kodaka and Sena eat lunch, he finds it strange that Sena likes the nickname Meat that Yozora created for her, but she explains even though it's mean, she likes it because it's the first nickname someone gave her. Sena then gets into trouble after she deservingly insults some guys hitting on her, forcing Kodaka to help her out, and by God, Who expected our boy to be the man telling the hooligans to off? And although Kodaka gets thanked for saving the damsel in distress, he's a bit angry and blames the chick for restarting the argument when it was about to be solved. On the way home, Sena thinks about having a male comfort her for the first time. The incident also reminds Kodaka of a friend he once had as a child who taught him a lesson about friendship. He mutters a line they used to say when kids in Yozora overhear it and finds it familiar. But for now, let's focus on the present time as there are a lot of things to unfold here. So let's start with the 10-year-old teacher Maria Takayama, who got tricked by Yozora into becoming the club's faculty advisor. Maria tries to reclaim her room, refusing to be a faculty advisor, but Yozora tricks the loli again by noting that adults can handle the job, claiming that she should have never trusted the words of a child like Maria, which pisses her off beyond reason and makes it easier to trick her. Maria has no choice but to give in and accepts Yozora's request. She then welcomes Maria as a full-time club member. Later, Kodaka tells Yozora and Sena about his sense of being stalked by someone all around campus. Yozora and Sena try to help by walking with him in school, which made the whole school jealous of him. And when he tries to explain nothing is going on, he scares the crowd, lowering his reputation even more. Going solo, Kodaka catches the stalker, which turns out to be a reverse trap named Yukimura. Yuki sees Kodaka as a role model and notes that everyone sees him as a girl and avoids being around him for that reason, which he perceives as bullying. Yozora then allows Yukimura to join the club for him to study Kodaka and become manly like him, so Yukimura accepts and starts serving Kodaka as a trustworthy underling. The next day, Kodaka saves a scientist named Rika Shiguma after she collapses in the chemistry lab and carries her over to the infirmary. She finds Kodaka shortly afterward and wants to repay him somewhat promiscuously, and this doesn't benefit his reputation at all, especially after mentioning the R word out loud, not the word you say when your friend does something retarded. Rika then joins the neighbors club, where it is revealed that she is also fascinated with dirty magazines, particularly involving the mecha genre, and shows a lot of interest in Kodaka to the point she blatantly asks him to do the nasty with her, much to Yozora's dissatisfaction. After noticing that Maria eats nothing but chips, Kodaka decides to start making healthy lunches for her, much to the dismay of his sister. It seems that Kobato feels jealous because Kodaka is prioritizing Maria over her. After Kodaka gives Maria lunch, he learns that Yozora awards Maria with chips whenever she does something for her, and she has one hell of a huge stash hidden. Satisfied after eating Kodaka's lunch, Maria starts calling Kodaka her big brother. Later, Sena completes another dating sim and wishes that she could be inside a game, to which Rika mentions that she worked on such a game that allows them to virtually enter its world, Seo style. She then brings out the virtual reality game console and has everyone try out the beta release of the role-playing game Romancing Saga. As they pick their character class, they have mixed feelings about their assigned costumes and abilities, especially Sena since her outfit is the skimpiest one. Everything goes well in the beginning as they gain abilities and level up. However, the boss stage does not go well because Maria falls asleep and goes offline. Yozora tricks Sena so that she is defeated and killed off. In return, Sena tickles Yozora's revenge in the real world so that she loses control of her character. After the game ends in defeat, Kodaka is surprised to find that Maria is still sleeping and the one playing in her place was Kobato, his sister. She had come to the club room to see him because she was feeling too detached from her brother, and she immediately clashes with Maria. Yozora decides to accept Kobato as a member. Later that night, Kobato sneaks into Kodaka's bed, stating that she is Kodaka's only sister, and of course, that she loves him. Kodaka wakes up with Kobato in his bed after a dream about his childhood friend, Yozora, to whom he did not get to say goodbye before he moved even though they promised to meet up. Yozora didn't make it. At the neighbors club, the members reflect on their progress in making friends, which was practically at zero. Kodaka and Sena believe their reputation has dropped since attending the club, with multiple rumors spreading about him, and as for Sena, it was due to a rumor that she was dating Kodaka, the school's thug. As they continue to discuss activities they engaged in after joining the club, Sena asks if the other members have ever been to a karaoke box. Although Kodaka has been to one before, Yozora shares her experience of going to numerous karaoke boxes citywide with her imaginary friend Tomo, again pathetic. Yet it makes the other members interested in going to a karaoke box. Sena initially declines and calls it an unsophisticated activity and unworthy of her presence. However, after Yozora starts making plans for the others where to meet up, Sena pleadingly agrees to join him even though she could have just joined them without all the begging Yozora tricked her to do. In the lobby of the karaoke box, Yozora argues with the clerk over the pricing system as she feels they have been cheated and are being scammed. After the negotiations, Yozora and Sena choose to rent separate rooms, while Kodaka and the others share one. After the karaoke, Kodaka and the others are exhausted from singing, so they call it a day. When heading out, they find Sina and Yozora are already in the lobby. The two found a way to compete in karaoke through the scoring mode, even though they were in separate rooms. As they walk home, Yozora insults Sina so badly that people begin to look at them, which embarrasses her, making the booba run off, escaping from confrontation while wishing for Yozora to die. Sina then recalls what her father told her and heads back over to inform Kodaka that he can visit them anytime as long as he tells them beforehand, making Yozora feel jealous with the fact that she has no idea why they are meeting or what the nature of their meeting is, and the fact that Sina said it's a secret make her pissed off even more. Thank you for watching.